teacher.
Don't worry, out there.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure for me to be here. And I am Alner Davita Costa Oviedo. I am a student bachelor degree in foreign languages. This is activity number 2 related with the course Colombia Education. In this topic, we're going to discuss about the Colombia National Bilingual Program. Sorry. For carry out this activity, I am a guest, a special guest. Is my friend and teacher Luis. Teacher, good afternoon and good night. Sorry, because it's night now. Um, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself, where are you from, and how many years do you have to teach here in Medellin?
Okay, Anne. It's a pleasure see you again for the video call. Okay. My name is Luis Alberto Villalora. I am 32 years old and originally from Corozal Sucre. However, I am currently based in Medellin, Colombia. I have been living in Remedios, Antioquia for the past 5 years. I am currently work as a primary teacher. Additionally, I had 13 years of experience in the pedagogical field. Okay, in
Ah,
Remedios, I was the rural teacher for
that's
past
great, teacher.
five
It's
years.
great.
Okay.
It's great to hear that and listen about your experience as a teacher. It's good to hear that. It's beautiful, beautiful because I am studying, but I have no any experience in this land, in this land, in this area. And teacher, now we're going to talk about the national Colombia National Bilingual Program. Sorry, I know that you have knowledge about this topic because you are a teacher. You are teaching in the public school here in Medellin. You're going to answer this question, 8 question, relate with your experience that you have as a teacher. Uh, you know, uh, well, teacher, let's get started. And the first
Okay.
question is, what's what is the problem with bilingual education here in Colombia, according to your experience that you have as a teacher?
Okay. Well, thank you for the invitation for the uh, answer your question. Well, I start. Bilingual education in Colombia face several challenges. Firstly, there's a shortage of qualified English teachers, making consistent instruction difficult. Resources like textbooks, technology, and authentic language exposure are limited, especially in public schools. Secondly, many programs focus more on theory and grammar than communication, hindering students' real-world English usage. Lastly, social inequality affects access, with rural or low-income students having fewer opportunities compared to the private, school students.
Yes, I am agree with you, teacher. Yes, this education this is not effective in some school because there are in public school one teacher they have to deal when 30, 35, and even 40 students. And this is very complicated for the teacher to teach effectively in best time in every single student. Well, teacher, in the previous conversation that you and I have, you told me that you was a teacher in the rural area here in Medellin, in Remedios Medellin. You was the teacher. Teacher, according to your experience that you have in this area, in the rural school, do you think the bilingual policy benefit a student in the rural school in the country?
Okay. Uh, Bilingual police in Colombia are well intentioned, but often don't benefit rural students as much as expected. Many rural schools face shortage of qualified teachers, limited resources, and poor access to technology. Without these essential tools, implementing bilingual policies becomes symbolic rather than practical. While the idea is valuable, students in rural areas often struggle to keep up to their learning environments, lacking a strong language exposure.
Yes, teacher, I know. And I think that this police education doesn't benefit a student from the rural school because you know there are schools in this area, rural area, they don't have connection to internet. It's very difficult. Teacher, they don't have enough a tool for teach English. Even you know that the violence here in Colombia affect this process to teach or this policy
Correct.
education here in Colombia. It's very difficult. I remember that I come from from a small village. It's called Benao in Tierra Alta, Córdoba, and I have one nephew, and he say to me, teacher, uncle, I don't understand English. And now he is in the high school, and when was in the basic primary, he never saw English. Now are in the high school, and it has been very difficult for them learning and understand these languages. For me, this policy no benefit school in the rural area here in this country, Colombia. But this is it's okay, you know. Teacher, you know that the basic right for a student to learn the basic right learning in languages, English, is they learning and learning about how to introduce themselves and talk about the family and talk about the everything related with the school. According to this, why are basic English language learning, right, is important for the student according to your experience that you have as a teacher?
Okay. Basic English language learning rights are crucial because they ensure equal educational opportunity for all students, regardless of their background. In today's interconnected world, English serves as a great way to higher education, international job prospects, and cultural exchange. Without access to the fundamental right, students may be excluded from future opportunities and face disadvantage compared to peers who proficiently learn English. Moreover, mastering English extends communication, critical thinking, and intercultural awareness.
That's great, teacher. I think that is very important because the student, when they learn the basic right, learning English, they start to involucrate, they start to learning, this language, they lose the fear to to speak English, and most importantly, they lose the nervous or see, yes,
Very
the
nervous.
nervous to speak English. And for this is very important that the student they can to be able to learn the right languages in this process to learning English. Is the beginning. Is if the student they learning these rights, they will be good student. They going to understand a, 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 a full sentence when will be in high school. Teacher, let's move on to the next question. For question, uh, what can teacher to do ensure that the student learn this basic right? According to your experience that you have as a teacher, you know that all these questions you're going to answer according to your experience that you have as a teacher.
Okay, well, to ensure that students effectively learn this basic right, teachers play a pivotal role. They can create inclusive and engaging learning environments that foster participation and confidence among students. By adapting lessons to meet the diverse needs of the student, teachers can incorporate interactive methods such as games, role plays, and projects to make English practical and enjoyable. Additionally, teachers should advocate for resource and continuous training to enhance their own language skills. Furthermore, teachers can promote equality by ensuring that every student, regardless of their background, has access to learning opportunities.
Yeah, teacher, I agree with you. And it's important teach, no, teach the right and include this strategy in your curriculum is very important. Teacher, let's move on to the five questions related with this interesting topic, bilingual education here in Colombia in police. And teacher, does the English curriculum help students use English in their environment and their daily life, the school?
Okay, yeah. The English curriculum in Colombia often prioritizes grammar and academic knowledge over real-life communication. While students acquire rules and vocabulary, they struggle to use English naturally in school and daily situations. Limited opportunity for speaking in authentic contexts such as conversation or projects hinder their development. However, when teachers creatively adapt the curriculum by incorporating interactive activities, grow word or role plays, its effectiveness improves. The curriculum has potential, but it requires flexibility and contextualization to truly empower students to apply English beyond the classroom and make it an integral part of their daily lives.
That great teacher is very important that the teacher in the curriculum in help that the curriculum help to students use the English in environment school and their daily life. For example, when the teacher do activity that they have to speak all relate with the classroom when they say teacher please I can go to the bathroom or it's different activity that involucring to the student to speak and relate all in this environment school. It's great to hear that teacher. And let's move on to the next question. It's very important, you know, teacher, in this process to learning English, there are four ability or skill. You know, the listening skill, speaking skill, writing skill, writing skill. All these four skills are very important for a student for you have a great conversation in English. According to this, Teacher, does the curriculum really help students develop the four English languages skill?
But in theory, the English curriculum aims to cover listening, speaking, reading, and writing. However, in practice, not all skills are equally developed. Reading and writing tend to receive more emphasis, while speaking and listening are often overlooked due to large class size, limited time, or lack of resources. Consequently, a student may possess strong passive knowledge but lack effective communication abilities. To address the issue, teachers should integrate balanced activities such as listening to authentic audio, practicing dialogues, or writing reflection. With proper implementation, the curriculum could support all four skills, but achieving this balance consistently remains a challenge.
Language teacher. I think that the curriculum doesn't help the student to develop this for a skill because sometimes a teacher they more focus in grammar and writing. I know that grammar is very important, but sometimes it's very boring for a student because I remember when I was in high school, primary school, I never see I never see one video in English. I never speak in English when I was in a high school because teacher just focus in grammar. Grammar was grammar. Also, the teacher is called the to be. All was related with the verb to be. You know, and I that verb to be is very
I,
important.
I
But
remember I remember too the
but
before verbal to be forever ever.
exactly. Exactly, but the teacher forget it about the another skill. For example, listening skill is very important for me. It's very important skill also in speaking too, because it's the, you can have good grammar in English, but
The
what when
ear
you
the ear needs listen other voice
yes
for the practice and nature vocabulary, nature practice every day, every moment for
exactly.
relation the conversation very fluently.
I see exactly. Teacher, you know that nowadays the technology is very useful in this process to learning English because you can find it different resources, platform online that encourage to the student to develop these languages. According to this, in your experience, teacher, how can technology facilitate the education process and involve in the teaching English?
Okay, is matter use right now the ECT in this moment for the practice the four skill in English. Technology can be a powerful tool for English teaching, making learning more interactive and accessible. Digital platform, apps, and online resources expose students to authentic material like videos, songs, and articles, enhancing listening and reading comprehension while making lessons for more engaging. Language games and virtual exchange provide opportunity for students to practice speaking with peers globally. For teachers, technology offers flexible assignments, methods, and personalized instructions.
That's great, teacher. I think that the technology nowadays going to be able that you practice English no matter where you are or where you are, yes, because give you the how do you say all resources that you need for to do that and encourage to the student to continue in this process to learn in English because it's it's very boring. You say
Mhm.
before all the time is learning grammar. But if you use if you use technology in your classroom, you share with you student video, audio that encourage this to motivate students to learning and love these languages that you know that nowadays is very important because the globalization demand you to be able to speak English. And finally, teacher, this is the last question related with this interesting dialogue or speak or talk about the bilingual education here in Colombia. Maybe this is the very difficult question. From my point of view, it is very difficult. How can teacher include a student with the special education needed in English classes? It's very difficult. For me, it's difficult.
Complicated. It's very complicated in Colombia for the policies. Um, but in many schools, uh, practice others material for the needs of the students for the inclusive education, including students with the special educational needs in English classes requires patience, creativity, and adaptation. Teacher can modify activities to suit each student's abilities, utilizing visual aids, simplified introductions, or hand-on tasks to support learning for students with hearing or visual impairments. Technology-assisted tools can enhance accessibility, good work, foster collaboration, and peer support, making all students feel included. Crucially, teachers must create an encouraging environment where every student feels valued and capable of participating. By employing different strategies and includes practice English, teacher can ensure that special needs students also achieving meaningful progress.
I know, teacher. And for me, it's very difficult because when you have some students with special needed education in your classroom, sorry, you have to invest more time, and sometimes the time is not enough because you have to attend the 40, 30 students in one classroom. It's very difficult. And I think that there are no one serious point relate with this topic. Well, teacher, this is all for today. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. You know that you are teacher. Sometimes you are very busy, but I really appreciate your time. Thank you for being here. Thank you for share and talk about this very important topic, such as education, Colombia National Bilingual Education that this government have. There are some gaps still in this program, but this going to state and state will have better education in the future. Thank you, teacher, for being here. Have a good night. God
Thank you,
bless you.
thank you for for the invitation today. It's very pleasure sharing with you and the answer the question. Okay.
Okay,
Thank
teacher.
you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. See you soon.